I just bought this '99 YZ250. The owner said he pressure washed it, and when he started it up 2 days later, it ran for a few seconds and lost spark. Thinking it may have gotten moisture in the stator, he replaced it with a new one, but that didn't fix it. He also tried a new spark plug, but that wasn't it either. So he told me I could have it for $1,800. At that price, I was a buyer. It's in pretty good condition for a 27-year-old bike. Looks like it's been taken good care of, and if I can get it running for little or no money, it'll be a great deal. There's a couple of small dents in the exhaust, but nothing major. The forks show no signs of leaking. The rear suspension felt pretty plush when I sat on it. The tires look great, the sprockets and chain look good. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. Now, I'll get it into the garage and see if I can diagnose the no spark issue. The simplest place to look when you lose spark is the kill switch. But the wires here look great, so that's not the problem. The guy said he replaced the stator, so I want to look at it, verify his claim, and check his work. The plate behind the flywheel looks new, but the Phillips heads are a little stripped out. I hope I don't have to mess with that anytime soon. Next, I remove the seat and the tank to expose the wiring. And I found my first surprise. The tank mounting bolt, which also secures the radiator, was missing. A quick inspection of the wires and connectors revealed no moisture or corrosion. So I started thinking that pressure washing the bike may have had nothing to do with it losing spark. And I found my second surprise, a loose engine mount bolt. I removed the plug to verify the claim that it had been replaced. It was indeed new. I also hadn't seen it for myself, so I wanted to confirm that it had no spark. After all, I hadn't even tried to start it. And from there, the ignition coil became the primary suspect. The wires all checked out, so I got the meter and set it to the lowest ohms setting. Place one probe of the meter on the mounting bar of the coil and the other on the power prong, and you should have a reading between 0.02 and 0.04. I got nothing. To ensure an accurate reading, I removed the coil and tested it again. The coil was indeed the no spark culprit. I decided to test the plug wire separately, and it tested perfect. With a new coil on order, I got a tank mount bolt and a lock washer for the loose engine mount bolt. It doesn't require a high IQ to understand how dangerous it would be to ride a dirt bike like this, so I won't explain. But surprise number 3, sticking throttle. I was expecting a frayed or worn cable, but the cable looked good. I think it wasn't correctly seated in the guide pulley. Since it was apart, I decided to clean it and grease it up to ensure smooth throttle action. You want to take your time here and make sure the cable gets correctly seated into the guide track of the pulley. As I mentioned, I think that was the problem with this throttle sticking. Properly attaching the cable end to the throttle tube is pretty self-explanatory, but can sometimes be a little bit of a pain. This one went in with ease. With the new ignition coil, I decided to demonstrate the test light test for anyone who may not have a multimeter. You'll need a 12-volt battery. You can use the one in your vehicle. Attach the test light to the negative battery terminal. Then touch the power prong of the coil to the positive battery terminal. If the coil is good, the bulb will light up when the probe of the test light makes contact with the grounding bar of the coil. The old coil failed, but the bulb lit up when I tested the new one. You can test the plug wire using the same method. Insert the test light probe into the spark plug socket and touch the other end of the plug wire to the positive battery terminal. If the bulb fails to light up, the spark plug wire or spark plug socket is faulty. My old plug wire tested good, so I decided to use it on the new coil since it already had the spark plug socket attached. It's best to test for spark in the dark. I knew the bike had good compression, but since I had the gas tank off and the spark plug out, I decided to test it. Make sure you have the right size adapter and just screw it in finger tight. Then you'll want to give it 10 or 12 good kicks. Most testers are not 100% accurate, so you want to test your compression with the same tester every time to get an accurate account of compression loss. 170 psi, not the best, but pretty good. On the other hand, if you run it like a scalded dog and do a top end every other week, you probably don't give two shits about compression loss. I'm surprised I didn't see this earlier. Nonetheless, surprise number 4, broken brake fluid reservoir mount. As expected, a fluid flush is in demand. The broken mount is an easy fix with a zip tie. I'll just have to keep an eye on that and make sure it holds. I'll sleep better knowing the tank and radiator are properly mounted. It's about 40 degrees and the hoses harden up when it's cold. My old lady's out for the day, so... The bike hadn't been started for a while, so it took a few kicks, but I got it running, and it sounds great. Now I'll get it buttoned up and personalize it with my old racing number. A heat gun is a little more ideal for removing decals, but I don't have a heat gun, so I'll hurry up with my woman's hairdryer before she gets home and throws a fit. This goo remover's a gimmick. I'm not even sure why I'm wasting my time with it. Now, I know this works. Be warned, WD-40, while very effective at removing decal glue, will also remove the shine from the plastic. In fact, I don't recommend doing this as you may not like the outcome. Personally, I don't mind being that it's just the number plates, and I don't want to waste my money on another gimmick goo remover. WD-40, mineral spirits, gasoline are all very hard on plastic. If you know of a better decal glue remover, name it in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. I used hot soapy water to remove any leftover WD-40 residue and wipe the number plate completely dry. I'll take the bike out for a test ride once the weather clears up, and then I'll change the fluids while the engine's warm. I'll also drain and flush the brake lines. Once that's done, I'll get a little more aggressive and see how it handles my trails and jumps. I'm sure I'll have to do some suspension tuning to get it dialed in where I like it. I'll be going over all that in another video, hopefully soon, weather permitting. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by hitting the like button or leaving a comment. That shit's really appreciated. If you're interested in seeing more videos I have planned, consider subscribing to the channel. That shit's regarded on the highest level. Until next time, run her like a scalded dog and keep her on the track. Thanks for watching.